Good morning, everyone. We are back and we are stuffing 2 binders today. We have our emergency 1 year ahead binder, and we also finally are bringing on board our prepper binder, where I was able to move different envelopes from different binders and finally house them underneath one binder for my preps. So we're going to talk first about our emergency binder. This is a binder that I have a ton of categories in that we feel that we need, and or a few wants in this category as well, in case I lose anything with my income. So with that being said, we have previously already filled one entire month, and that is in the Capital 360 account right now. We are working towards month number 2, but there has been a change. There is a very good possibility that we will be moving next summer, and with that comes rising prices in rent. From what I'm looking at right now, I would be probably in the $1,000 situation, maybe even a little higher, which means we're going to have to go and backfill month number 1 in case the rent is that high. We currently live in a house that's $750 a month, y'all. It's not the house that I want to stay in anymore. It's a house that I would rather leave. So with that being said, I want to move closer to family. I want to get a better neighborhood for my children. I want a fenced-in backyard for my chihuahuas. I've just got a little list of things that I want to change, and so we are looking at moving. With that being said, my previous 1 month ahead rent amount was for this house, which is $750, and that's what I've been working on. However, if moving and rent's going to be rising and I'm looking at the $1,000 range, that means I need to put an additional $250 into month number 1 to make that even out to a $1,000 rent instead of a $750 rent that we've been working on. Currently in here right now, I have $195. Today we're putting in $23. Now, when I get this up to $250, I will pull this money. I will put it into my 1 month ahead emergency account, and I will be working on month number 2. I'll have to restart, and the reason for that is, like I said, I want to adjust for a higher rent. So currently we have 20, 1, 2, and 3. Currently $195 in here. An extra 23 makes $218. The reason we're not putting the whole $29 in for our leftover grocery money that we have is the fact that we are out of spreadable butter. So I need to get spreadable butter today. Unfortunately, I didn't want to have to do that, but my kids eat a lot of toast. They eat a lot of grilled cheese. And if we don't have spreadable butter, I think they think their life's in jeopardy. So with that being said, I did have to pull an extra $6 out to get that spreadable butter. So recapping again, once this gets to $250, I'm going to pull it and we'll restart month number 2 again, because I'm readjusting for $1,000 rent instead of $750 rent, which is where I'm at right now. All these other categories are categories that I need to fill in order to reach my goal of the 2nd month ahead. Once all of these are filled, oops, this one's undone. Once all of these are filled, then I will put it all into Capital One 360, and then I will turn around and start for month number 3. Now, this is not a bare bones categories. Some of them are, some of them are not. Things such as a subscription is not. Things such as a daycare is not. I'm feeling for these right now because I want to see which one. Okay, I think it's this one here. This one is for my Verizon phone bill. My son has not made the label for this. I'm holding him off on making labels because we were going to make them, and then I decided I want to get better labels, ones that actually peel off and don't want to kill my envelopes, because these do not peel off very nicely. They're not forgiving. And the last is buffer here, and the reason for buffer is in case anything goes over a difference of what I'm thinking the bills will be. Like, for example, if my utilities go over, I can pull from buffer and things of that sort. I may have to adjust my utilities when I move as well. We shall see. I can't give full idea of that until I move and find out what my bills will be for that. So that is binder number 1. binder number 2. This is the one people have been waiting on, is my prepper binder, y'all. I am a prepper, and there's been some controversial situations on my other channel, Without Limits Missouri Prepper. Problem with that is a lot of my subscribers are not very happy about me eating down my preps and not replacing them immediately. They think I'm insane. Some people do, and that's good that they want to think that way. I'm okay with it. I'm not too worried about it, y'all, because my way of prepping, I don't panic. And I do have some people on my other channel who have fell into the prepping situation where they think that they need to panic and they don't. But watching some preppers, and I know Prepper Princess has put this out there as well, some of the preppers need to stop. They just need to quit because they're using clickbait and they're using catchy titles to draw you into their videos. And y'all, it's not for the good of you. It's for the good of their AdSense revenue. And that's all they care about. And that's not a way to be, and that's not a way to teach others how to prep in a proper and a responsible way. And I wish those preppers would either just drop off YouTube or just quit, one of the two. Because it really irritates a lot of us preppers who are not fear-based preppers, and we're not clickbait preppers, and we're not worried about AdSense revenue. We're more worried about teaching you how to prep in a proper, responsible way. We're not telling you zombies are coming to your house tomorrow. We're not telling you to grab everything off the shelves at the store and leave nothing for anyone else. We're not telling you the stupidity that some of these preppers are doing, and leading you on to believe that you should panic no matter what, and you should take everything you own out of the bank and just dump it on your preps. So that's not the way to be, and I know that I've had some hiccups and bumps in the road on my other channel, but everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I respect others' opinion, but I'm going to keep it the way I'm doing it because the way I'm doing it actually does work. So, long-winded to say, here's my prepper binder. With that being said, I'm having my son, again, hold off on labels until I can get a better situation with easier labels, but I do know what each category is because some of these categories are not going to be labeled, and I will let you know which ones they are. So, our first one is our pantry. So this is anything that is shelf stable. This comes from Jordan Budgets, obviously. I was able to move some money around because I wanted to get something into another category, which is my meat restock. So with that being said, before we get to that one, we do currently have $60 in pantry now. We are putting in $10. And this is anything that's shelf stable, anything that goes into my 5-gallon food safe buckets for a longer term use or a bigger bulker storage type situation that I have downstairs, because I don't want to put 200 pounds of rice on top of a shelf. I actually freeze my rice before I put it into Mylar bags and the full bit. So, and then those go into buckets as well. So with that being said, this is now up to $70. All right, our next category that we've added in now is our meat restock. Now, this isn't just for meat. I'm using this for anything for the freezer. So we currently right now have 60 in here. We're adding in a 10. And y'all, we have no way of restocking any kind of frozen foods at the moment. You've seen my freezers, they are packed. My refrigerator freezer upstairs is just as bad. So we're eating down preps. That's what we're doing. Okay. The next couple of categories, they don't actually have a name listed on here, but these are the blank ones that you can get from Jordan Budgets. So you can customize these. You can actually type a title name in. I didn't do it because I was printing them pretty fast. I had things to do, but these are editable, which means you can go in there and you can type a name. You know, I believe it shows up down here on the corner. Like if you wanted to come in here and you wanted to type personal care or whatnot, you can do so. And I probably should have did it, but I was just way too busy to do so. So this one is actually for personal care. We currently have $60 in it right now. We are putting in a 10. Our next one is for household. It is currently fully funded. This is for household and cleaners. Our next one is going to be for paper products. Now, when I talk about paper products, I'm talking about paper towels, I'm talking about napkins, I'm talking about toilet paper, I'm talking about Kleenexes. I did just buy more toilet paper. I need to make sure that I am starting on another year's worth of toilet paper at a slow rate, y'all. I'm not out there in the stores buying up all the toilet paper. Currently has $60 in there. We put in 10 to make 70, and I'm stocking up slowly but surely. The good thing about paper products and things like household products and all that is they don't expire. They don't expire. Now, if you leave some cleaners around for too long, yes, they'll get watery, and yes, you'll have to get rid of them. But things such as toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, Kleenexes, things of that sort, or soaps or shampoos and conditioners and all that, y'all, I've had those for years in stock and never had a problem with them going bad or anything going out of whack on those. So that is what we're doing for that. All right, now we've got our emergency prep. Now, I don't have anything in emergency prep. I will say I'm looking at a brand new solar generator that I really, really want. And it is very, very pricey. It is over $1,000. But we're going to be stocking away for it. This is $10 going in. I had a gas generator in the past that I got rid of. I don't want to do anything with gas, y'all. I want solar and solar only. So we are finally starting that journey with $10 into our emergency prep. Emergency savings, I have decided something a little different since I'm restocking at a later date. The money that I've been putting into my account for my self-credit builder, they have been pushing it onto my self-credit card. So when I make payments every single month, and the payments I make are $150 a month, it's a 1-year contract with them, and you can choose to do $25 a month, $35 a month, $45 a month, or the $150. The difference is the bottom 3 tiers, you have to do that for 2 years to get your credit to rise in the full bit and just keep consistent with it. The 150, which is the top tier, you only have to do for 1 year, and then you complete your little contract with the company's self-credit builder. But the thing is with this, after I think it was 3 or 4 months, I'm always consistent with making my payments on time. I never am late. They gave me the option to get the self-credit card. Now, what they do is every time I pay them every month $150, they take that $150 and they offer it to me usually midway or towards the end of that month to add it to my self-credit card account so I can use it immediately the very next day, and it just builds up what my overall balance credit line is for my self-credit card, and I absolutely love that. We currently have $900 in our self-credit builder account, which is moved over to that credit card that I have with them. And that is what I'm putting into here. Originally, I was going to save that money and use it in April to stock up on a ton of preps. I was looking at $1,800 restock. But I think it's better suited that I rebuild my stockpile slowly. And that's the reason for all these other different categories here. And while I'm stuffing all of that, I am going to go ahead and leave the $900, which is right here in my emergency saving. That way, if anything happens, I can pull from it immediately. In fact, I can pull from that credit card immediately when and if I need to. When my program is over, I will have a $1,800 balance that I will be able to use on my self-credit card. And I love it because it's just something that gives me a peace of mind as well. These last 3 is just extra envelopes in case I think of something that I want to add to the situation of my prepper binder. So super simple, super easy again. It's got its own little house now. It's happy. I'm happy. So y'all, that is what we have for you today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, always, as I tell you, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. If you don't agree with something that I am doing with my prepper situation, I respect that you don't agree, but we all have our situations. We all have our own mindset on how we're doing things, and we all just do things in the way that we can do them or the way that we want to do them. And I think right now, with the way that I'm doing my preps, I am absolutely fine not to restock at this time. I am building to restock, as you can tell, But I'm eating everything down. That's just what we're going to do. We're going to empty those freezers, and then we're going to save a lot of money. We're going to keep adding money into my 1 year ahead binder, and we're just going to keep going with it until we get to the goal that we need to get to. So until next time, guys, please remember to stay safe. We'll catch you in the next video. Without Limits Budgets is out.